Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Officer Adams, Officer Todd. The call originally came in as a vehicle fire. As we was en route to the vehicle fire call, blue lights and sirens, the call was updated to a person trapped inside the vehicle. So we stepped it up a little bit. We got there on scene quickly. As soon as I pulled up, I seen the male unconscious behind the wheel of the vehicle, still on fire. I jumped out. It was no time to think about what. We had to just run in there. We had to get him out. And we started the process of trying to get him out the car. His left leg was actually caught up on the inside of the vehicle where the steering wheel and the engine compartment is at. Everything was crushed back, so it was hard for us to get him out the vehicle. We kind of had to let go and re-attack the situation. I had to break the window out just in case if the vehicle become fully engulfed. We had another way of exiting the male out the vehicle. So I went around. I recognized that the leg was stuck on the vehicle, was stuck inside the vehicle. We ran back around, managed to move his leg around a little bit. We started pulling some more. We was able to get the male outside the vehicle then. And that's when the fire department started doing their thing, putting the fire out, and Grady EMS arrived on scene and rendered aid.
In those moments, it has to feel like there's not much time to even think. You just have to act.
Yes, ma'am. There's no time. As soon as you put that patrol car in park, there's no time to think. There's no stopping. There's no pausing. You got to get in there and get them out.
Now that you guys have been through everything and realize what has happened, what's going through your mind knowing that how this is like?
We just feel like we did our job. We did what we was trained to do. We just feel like we did our job. It was a scary situation. After all that, we was thinking like, what happened if the vehicle would have blew up and stuff like that.
How well do you think you were prepared based on the training you all have received for something like this?
I feel like we was prepared. We always got to act under pressure. It felt like almost a scenario. As soon as you get out the car, somebody's yelling like, "Hey, he's still stuck in the car." We ran to it. We ran towards the fire.
Something like that you can't really ever train for. It's just a situation where you have to do what you have to do. So we both hopped out. I was right behind him, and we didn't think, we just acted.
As most police officers are kind of drawn to it, right? Is this the kind of moments that really makes you feel like you've done something good?
Yes, sir.
I would definitely say so.
That day we would never forget about. November 14th, we would never forget about actually saving somebody's life. When we got there on scene, all I was thinking, this is somebody's brother, this is somebody's father, this is somebody's son, this is somebody's uncle. I need to get in there and save him.
I noticed that you guys had your batons out. Did you have to use your batons for breakage at some point?
Yes, sir. I actually used my baton to break the back window out to at least have a little bit more ventilation so he wouldn't, succumb under smoke inhalation. And plus to have another exit if that vehicle becomes fully engulfed real fast.
Let me ask you, would it be helpful, do you think, for each patrol car to maybe have a Halligan, the tool that the firefighters used to pry things open? I noticed that little baton wasn't going to pry a door open.
No.
Or anything like that, but would you think that a Halligan would be advantageous for officers to have in their cars?
Yes, sir. Honestly, yes. Because that day we didn't think that the door handles were going to be broken off.
Right.
And that really what caught all of us off guard. I was thinking I was going to be able to run up to the vehicle and pull the door open, but once I saw there was no door handle, like you said, our baton is not going to be able to pry that open.
Did you explain the accident itself, what the situation was?
So it seemed like the driver number one was traveling westbound on North Avenue. It seemed like we're thinking that he had a medical emergency. He struck the curve, went across, went through some woods, went airborne, went through two houses. One house was not occupied. It was previously involved in a fire, so nobody was living in that house. But the other house, somebody was actually occupying it, and he was actually sleeping in the back. And he actually told us that he usually sleeps in the front. So he was real lucky. But once he went through the two houses, he came to rest when he struck the tree, and that's when the vehicle burst into flames.
Have you spoken
No, ma'am.
We interviewed him yesterday, and something that he said to our crew was, sometimes police officers get a bad rep, but there are a lot of people out there that appreciate what you do, and this is a great example of that. How do you think this moment speaks to some people who might have misconceptions or bad thoughts about police officers?
At the end of the day, we're, like I tell people all the time, we're not all the same, and you have good apples and you have bad apples, and we're definitely two of the good ones. So anytime you call, we're coming, no matter what. So.
Yeah.
So you guys ride together?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay, so you ride in separate cars
Yes, sir.
Yes.
about the same time.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, it's only a split second when you arrive and pull out, okay, it's on fire. Oh, there's somebody inside.
Right.
What was that initial man, there's a person there.
It was no time to think. We just had to get him out. Because when I pulled up and saw him still unconscious, it felt like time slowed down once I saw that. Because I never seen nobody still inside of a vehicle that's still on fire. That was my actual first time of seeing something like that. I saw that picture will always stay with me. And that's what made me work faster, getting him out the vehicle.
After the fact, do you put yourself in that position? Imagine yourself in car with some fire.
Well, I would hope the officer would do the same thing, because that fire, and I kept kind of burning my hand a little bit throughout the whole situation. That was not good. It was not a good feeling. Definitely not a good feeling.
Was the fire in the engine or in the gas tank area?
It was in the engine compartment area.
So the flames were coming up at you? So the flames were coming up at you?
Yes, ma'am.
It's very hot.
And then it was hitting the tree above us. We didn't want a branch to fall on top of us, then catch everybody else on fire.
So you said you burned your hands a little bit, minor burns on your hands?
Yes, sir. It was just little minor burns, but I pushed right through it.
How long have you been with the department?
I've been with the Atlanta Police Department for 3 years.
Today actually marks 1 year for me being sworn in on the street.
And can you guys both spell your first names?
Yes, ma'am. Willie, Willie. Last name is Adams, Adams.
My first name is Marcus, Marcus. Last name is Todd, Todd.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Meeting up with them?
ma'am.